Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, the Python Gurukul. Today we'll be talking about Python Pandas series. We already know how to install and configure Python. We also saw in the last class how we can install the Pandas package. So today our focus will be around the series. We'll see all about the series, then we'll see what is the label, and then we will see how to read data from list, dictionary, or from file. And then we will see how we can retrieve the data from the series. And at the end, we will be seeing how we can perform operation on the series data. So lots to talk. So let's keep moving. So let's start understanding the series first. So series is one dimensional data. Just think about a one row of the data in a table will be called series. Series could be uh, by default index or it could have some specific label. So we'll see what the label means. Any data, if it is in order, it will have the index 0 to the length of the data. That's what we have seen while learning list. But the series has more than the list. In the series, we can have either default indexes the way we have seen in the list, but apart from that, we will be able to assign our own index as well. So in this program, we are importing the Panda, then we got a very simple list of data, and with the help of pd.series, with the help of this series function, we are converting the horsepower data that was the list to the series. So indexes could be a meaningful information, maybe some string. In this particular program, we are seeing that we have list, but while creating the series on this particular list, we tagged another information that is the index, and index has some meaningful information. So now we know that while looking at this number is count. This number is mean. So it is more meaningful than the default index. And that's why it's called labeled. So now we are talking about the label data. There is another way to have very similar label data, and that is creating the series from the dictionary. So this time we are creating the new series. But in the series, this is not our list. Instead of the list, we got the horsepower. But the beauty of this function is it knows how to deal with different type of data. So it knows how to convert the dictionary and it uses key and convert the key as label. So now we got the series. In the series, we have labels which were earlier as a dictionary key. So key becomes the label here. But same way, the data which was associated with the count key is now associated with the count label. So kind of very similar fashion, but we have the approach how we can read or write the data. Okay, so we already saw that how we can create the series. Now we want to explore that how we can retrieve particular data from the series or how to retrieve some set of information from the series. So we have different way we can read the data either through the indexing or through the label or through the location or through the I location. Uh, we can use the location or we can use the I location and retrieve the information. Hold on this. We will see live example on this for various different scenarios. The last one, we want to talk about the operation. Now we know that what the series is. Now we know how to create the series. So once we have the series, we can perform lots of operation on the series. We can do the addition, subtraction, count, size, maybe comparison, and we can retrieve or we can perform lots of operation on the dictionary. So that's all I had for the presentation. Now we will change the gear, take a look at the live demo. To save some time, I already have set up everything for you. We are using Visual Studio and we'll be running the code and we will be running all program will be importing. Then we got some initialization and we are converting. So this particular code is going to stay kind of same for most of the program. What we are doing here, we are just converting PD pandas data to series and what information will be. So we are using horsepower and that is nothing but list. And now we have the series. So let's take a look how it looks. So when we ran this program, we got this series data, but I want to highlight that the first data, and that is the index, because we have not assigned the index, then how we got the index. The next one, we want to showcase that how we can add the labels to our raw data. So these data earlier we saw that were indexed 0 to the length, but now we are converting the series using the same list, but this time we have added index argument. And in the index, we are adding the data count mean. And now these data are tagged as per the position. So let's go ahead, add some, run the program, and then we see that how these data are showcasing and it looks more meaningful. Now we know that what 392 is, now we know that what the 230 is. So in the next one, we want to highlight that how we can convert the dictionary data to the series data. And this time, I just want to mention that we are not mentioning a specific indexes. We are just saying that use this dictionary and from this dictionary, create the series. So let's go ahead, take a look how we got the series. So this time we got the series, but the thing to note is whatever key we had, now those key are tagged as labels. In the program itself, we will be able to read the data from our file as well. So for simplicity, already I have one data, same horsepower data, but this time we are reading from the data.csv. We'll go back to the program, and in the program, we are just mentioning the location of the CSV. But from the CSV, as we are working on one row of data, we are working on the one dimensional data. So I got only horsepower, and then that's one of the series. So let's go ahead, run the program, and this is the data we were showcasing. We got the data back. As we were not having any index, by default index, we got it here. So moving on and talking about, so I have two series here and I want to start with getting some location for the series. So let's say we are talking about the series one, and from the series one, I want the first data of the series. So we need to simply say that get me the zeroth, or we can say get me third, or we know that this is indexed. So we can also say that give me B of series 1, and that's the 20. Or we can say that give me location of location of the B, and it will be 20 as well. Maybe we can change to C and we can retrieve the data. Apart from these, we can do the substring as well. So the same thing we have seen during the list. So let's say we want the data from 2 to 4. So we are looking for subset of the series and we got 30 to 40. Similarly, we can say location and maybe we'll say B to D. and here is the data. Or we can say location, integer location from 3 to 5. Do we have 5 data? Let's check it out. So that's how we are able to play with the substring. And the most important is the performing the operation on the series data. So again, I have two series, series 1 and 2, and I want to start the operation with add. And I'll be saying that just add um, series 2 in the series 1 and field value equal to 0. So let's see. The problem is we have 5 data here, we have 5 data here as well. But the problem is this A, E and A to E is not exactly same as a series 2. The series 2 we don't have A. In the series 1 we do not have F. Means there are some common data, some common indexes, some common labels, but we have some labels which are not matching to each other. So what will happen to those scenario? So in the first B, we have 20. In the second series, B value is 55. So this 55 plus 20 will be added and it will return as a 72. But this overhead is taken care by Pandas. We don't have to worry about it. But just we throw out some series, if it is matching, add them. If it is not matching, add 0 and get me the new series. So now we have the series. Let me go ahead and get the series. So, and now we have the new series where B value is 25. Let's take a look at the A, which was not common in the both series. So A was 10. We said field value is 0, so still it stays 10. In the next second series, we had F, which was not matching in the series 1. So F stayed 11 as well. So there was no change. How about performing some other operation? Maybe subtraction. Maybe we can see that now we have some data in the minus. How about multiplication? And maybe we can take a look at equal as well. So equal, and for equal we don't want to fill something. So we'll just say equal and print the series and let's see what we get. So we can see that there were no matching data from A to B and we got everything false and we got the boolean. So that's the beauty of the pandas and that's the part of the pandas. That's how we will build and we will see how we can play with the data. But that's all I had for the series. If you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.